Hi, we're the Spring 2021 Arboriculture class from the Horticulture Department at Kansas State University. Thank you to all of the previous arboriculture classes since 2013 for helping us become a tree campus. To help us achieve our tree campus certification, we're going to be educating the public on how to plant a balled and burlapped tree. This tree happens to be a chestnut oak.
So the first step to planting a tree is to dig a hole, and we've already got ours done, and you want to make sure it's 2 to 3 times the width of the root ball and no deeper than the root flare, and you can measure that using a shovel handle or a yardstick. And then also when you're digging your hole, you want to make sure to reserve the dirt that you dig out of it.
The next step for us is to prune any of the broken or dead branches. We're doing this now because the tree is very tall, and the ones we're going to trim are at the top. These ones got damaged in transit, and so we're going to take them back to right about here, so that this is going to be our dominant leader. We would have had to trim some of these back anyways because they would become competing leaders, and we only want one. So today we're just going to take it back to right here. We are also going to examine the tree for any broken, dead, or diseased branches. This one also got broken in transit, so we're going to trim him back. And you want to just make sure you go all the way around, up and down the tree to make sure that there are no broken or dead or diseased branches.
The next step is to move the tree into the center of the hole, keeping the weight distribution toward the ball and not onto the fragile union. Once the tree is in the hole, we will begin by removing the excess dirt to expose the root flare between the trunk and the roots. This is going to be a little thicker part of the tree. We're going to expose this to make sure it's above the soil level. Then we're going to continue removing the rope, the wire basket, and the burlap up to the top half of the tree to allow the roots to grow fully.
Now they're going to remove the burlap and the wire ball from the tree so that the tree's roots can spread out after it's covered.
Push that out.
3 is to fill the hole entirely with water in order to hydrate the root ball. One thing that you should note that is like how quickly all your water is going to fill out into the surrounding soil. If it takes more than 10 minutes, that might be an indication of poor drainage.
Now we have allowed the water to go into the surrounding soil, and now we will backfill with the soil that we dug in the beginning. We will be careful not to cover the root flare, and we will not amend the soil with anything because it will negatively affect water movement in and out of the root ball.
The next step is to build a soil ring around the edge of the root ball using our excess soil. This will both prevent runoff and help to hold our water until the soil completely absorbs it.
The next step is to thoroughly water in to settle the soil and careful not to overwater.
Ideally, the next step is going to be fill the soil on top with about a 2 to 4 inch thick layer of mulch. We don't have mulch for our tree right now, but when you would be applying this mulch, you would want to make sure you keep it away from the base of the tree and do not compact it on top of the soil. We want all of that backfill to be very loose so that those roots can grow out into the surrounding soil and establish the tree very well.
The next step would be staking the tree. Now keep in mind that you might not need to stake the tree depending on its size and stability, and it's important to remove the stake after 1 year.
For the next step, you really want to check the moisture level of the root ball. You want to stick your finger in and make sure it's very moist. Some of the factors that might affect the moisture levels in the tree would be the temperature and the rainfall. You really want your root ball to stay very moist so it can expand and grow.
This concludes our step-by-step tutorial on how to plant a ball and burlap tree. For more information, please visit our K-State Research and Extension publication on our website.